Chapter 31. Heimdall takes a selfie with literally everyone. Amir almost pulled an energy move. He would have jumped 60 feet if I hadn't been holding on to him. "What was that?" he demanded. Simra beamed. "You heard him? That's fantastic. It's just Heimdall inviting us up." Up? Amir inched away from the Sitco sign. "How is that fantastic?" Halfborn and Alex strolled over to join us. "Will you look at that?" Alex didn't sound particularly impressed by the cosmic bridge arcing into the sky. "Is it safe?" Halfborn tilted his head. "Probably, if Heimdall invited them. Otherwise they'll burn into ash as soon as they set foot on the rainbow." "What?" Amir yelped. "We're not going to burn." Sam glared at Halfborn. "We'll be just fine." "I'm in," Alex announced. "You two crazy kids still need an escort, so you don't do anything irresponsible." "Irresponsible?" Amir's voice went up another half octave. "Like climbing into the sky on a burning rainbow?" "It's okay, man," I said, although I realized my definition of okay had become flexible over the last few months. Halfborn crossed his arms. "You all have fun. I'm staying right here." "Why?" Alex said. "Scared?" The berserker laughed. "I've met Heimdall before. It's an honor I only need once." I didn't like the sound of that. "Why? What's he like?" "You'll see." Halfborn smirked. "I'll meet you back at Valhalla. Have fun exploring interdimensional space." Sam grinned. "Amir, I can't wait to show you. Come on." She stepped toward the Sitco sign and vaporized in a smear of multicolored light. "Sam?" Amir yelled. "Oh, cool." Alex leapt forward and also disappeared. I clapped Amir's shoulder. "They're fine. Stay strong, man. Now I get to pay you back for all those falafel plates you spotted me when I was homeless. Now I get to show you the 9 worlds." Amir took a deep breath. To his credit, he didn't collapse, curl into a ball, or cry, all of which I would have been perfectly acceptable responses to finding out there were squeaky-voiced beings in the sky who would invite you up their rainbow. "Magnus?" he said. "Yeah? Remind me not to give you any more falafel." Together, we stepped into the orange glow. Nothing to see here, just 4 teenagers hiking up a nuclear rainbow. Radiance surrounded us, fuzzy and hot. Rather than walking across a slick, solid surface, I felt like we were wading through a waist-high field of wheat, if that wheat were made of a highly radioactive light. Somehow, I'd lost my sunglasses from Alfheim. I doubted they would have helped, though. This light was intense in a different way. The colors made my eyes throb like twin hearts. The heat seemed to swirl a hair's breadth under my skin. The heat seemed to swirl a hair's breadth from my skin. Under our feet, the bridge made a low-pitched rumble like a recording of an explosion playing on a loop. I suppose Halfborn Gunderson was right about without Heimdall's blessing, we would have been vaporized the moment we set foot on the Bifrost. Behind us, the cityscape of Boston became an indistinct blur. The sky turned black and full of stars, like I used to see on my old hiking trips with my mom. The memory caught in my throat. I thought about the smell of campfires and the toasting of marshmallows. Mom and I telling each other stories, making up new constellations like Twinkie and Wombat and laughing ourselves silly. We walked for so long, I began to wonder if there was anything on the other end of the rainbow. Forget pots of gold and leprechauns. Forget Asgard. Maybe this was a practical joke. Heimdall might just cause the Bifrost to disappear and leave us floating in the void. "You're right," his squeaky voice would announce. "We don't exist. Ha 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 ha." Gradually, the darkness grayed. On the horizon rose a skyline of another city. Gleaming walls, golden gates, and behind them the spires and domes of the gods' palaces. I'd only seen Asgard once before, from the inside, looking out a window in Valhalla. From a distance, it was even more impressive. I imagined charging up this bridge with an invading army of giants. I was pretty sure I'd lose hope when I saw the vast fortress. And standing on the bridge in front of us, his legs planted wide, was a tall warrior with a huge sword. I'd imagined a god who was suave and cool, a movie star type. Real-life Heimdall was kind of a disappointment. He wore a padded cloth tunic, woolly leggings, all beige, so he picked up the colors of the Bifrost. It was camouflage, I realized, the perfect way to blend into a rainbow. His hair was white blonde and fuzzy, like ram's wool. His grinning face was darkly tanned, which might have been the result of standing on a radioactive bridge for thousands of years. I hoped he didn't plan on having kids someday. In general, he looked like that goofy guy who you didn't want to sit next to on the school bus, except for two things: his unsheathed sword, which was almost as tall as he was, and the huge curled ram's horn slung over his left shoulder. The horn and sword looked imposing, though they were both so large they kept knocking into one another. I got the feeling that if Heimdall killed you, it would only be because he got clumsy and tripped. As we approached, he waved enthusiastically, making his sword and horn bang into one another. Clink, donk, clink, donk. "What's up, guys?" The four of us stopped. Sam bowed. "Lord Heimdall." Alex looked at her like, "Lord?" Next to me, Amir pinched the bridge of his nose. "I cannot believe it I'm seeing." Heimdall arched his fluffy eyebrows. His irises were rings of pure alabaster. "Oh, what are you seeing?" He gazed past us into the void. "You mean the guy in Cincinnati with the gun? No, he's okay. He's just going to the firing range. Or did you mean the fire giant in Muspelheim? He is coming this way. Nope, hold on, he tripped. That was hilarious. I wish I'd divined that." I tried to follow Heimdall's gaze, but I saw nothing but empty space and stars. "What are you—" "My eyesight is really good," explained the god. "I can see into the 9 worlds. And my hearing? I was listening to you guys argue on that rooftop from all the way up here. That's why I decided to throw you a rainbow." Simra gulped. You heard us arguing?" Heimdall smiled. "The whole thing? You two are too cute. In fact, can I get a selfie with you before we talk business?" Amir said, Great." Heimdall fumbled with his horn and his sword. "Do you need some help?" I asked. No, I got it." Alex Fierro sidled up next to me. Besides, that wouldn't be nearly as funny. "I can hear you, Alex," the god warned. "I can hear corn growing 500 miles away. I can hear frost giants belching in their castles in Jotunheim. I can definitely hear you. But not to worry. I take selfies all the time. Now, let's see." He fiddled with his massive ram's horn, as if looking for the button. Meanwhile, his sword rested in a precarious angle in the crook of his arm, the 6-foot blade leaning toward us. I wondered what Jack would think of the sword, whether it was a hot lady or a professional linebacker, or maybe both. Aha! Heimdall must have found the right button. His horn shrank to the largest smartphone I'd ever seen. Its screen the size of a Sicilian pizza square. Its case made of a shiny ram's horn. "Your horn is a phone?" Amir asked. "I think technically it's a phablet." Heimdall said, "But yes, this is Gjoldar, the horn and or phablet of Doomsday. I blow this baby once, the gods know there's trouble in Asgard, and they come running. I blow it twice, then it's Ragnarok, baby." He seemed delighted by the idea that he could signal the start of the final battle that destroyed the 9 worlds. "Most of the time, I just use it for photos and texting and whatnot." "That's not scary at all," Alex said. Heimdall laughed. "You have no idea. Once I butt-dialed the apocalypse, so embarrassing. I had to text everybody on my contact list, like, false alarm. A lot of gods came running anyway. I made this gif of them charging up the Bifrost and then realizing there was no battle. Priceless." Amir blinked repeatedly, perhaps because Heimdall was a moist talker. "You're in charge of Doomsday. You're really an Aesir?" Heimdall said, "Yep, I'm one of Odin's sons. But between us, Amir, I think Simra is right." He leaned in so the people in the cornfields 500 miles away couldn't hear him. "Frankly, I don't think of us as gods either. I mean, once you've seen Thor passed out on the floor, or Odin in his bathrobe yelling at Frigg because she used his toothpaste, it's hard to see much divinity in my family. Like my moms used to say." "Moms? Plural?" "Yes, I was born of 9 mothers." "How?" "Don't ask. It's a pain on Mother's Day. 9 different phone calls, 9 flower bouquets. When I was a kid, I tried to cook 9 breakfast in beds. Oh, man. Anyway, let's get this picture." He corralled Sam and Amir, who looked stunned to have the grinning face of a god wedged between them. Heimdall held out his phablet, but his arm wasn't long enough. I cleared my throat. You sure you don't want me to? No. No one can hold the mighty phablet Gjallir except me, but it's fine. Time out for a second, guys. Heimdall stepped back and fumbled with his phone and sword some more, apparently trying to attach them to each other. After a bit of awkward meandering and probably several butt dials to the apocalypse, he held out the sword in triumph, and the phablet now hooked on the point. Ta-da! My best invention yet. You invented the selfie stick, Alex said. I was wondering who is to blame for that. It's a selfie sword, actually. Heimdall wedged his face between Sam and Amir. Say, Gamalast! Gjallir flashed. More fumbling as Heimdall retrieved the phone from the tip of his sword and inspected the picture. Perfect. He proudly showed us the shot, as if we hadn't been there when it was taken 3 seconds ago. Has anyone ever told you you're crazy? Alex asked. Crazy fun, Heimdall said. Come on, check out some of these other shots. He gathered the 4 of us around his phablet and started flipping through the phone photo stream, though I was pretty distracted by now how much Heimdall smelled like wet sheep. He showed us a majestic picture of the Taj Mahal with Heimdall's face looming large in the foreground, then Valhalla's dining hall, fuzzy and indistinct, with Heimdall's total eclipse of a nose in perfect focus. Then the President of the United States giving the State of the Union address with Heimdall photobombing. Pictures of all 9 worlds, all selfies. Wow, I said, those are consistent. I don't like my shirt in this picture. He showed us a shot of elvish police beating a holder with nightsticks. Heimdall grinned in front, wearing a blue striped polo. But, somewhere in here I've got this amazing photo of Asgard with me making an angry face, pretending to eat Odin's palace. Heimdall? Simra interrupted. Those are really interesting. But we were hoping for your help. Oh, you want a picture of all 5 of us? Maybe with Asgard in the background? Sure. Actually, Sam said, we're looking for Thor's hammer. All the excitement went out of Heimdall's alabaster eyes. Ugh, not that again. I told Thor I couldn't see anything. Every day he calls me, texts me, sends me unsolicited pictures of his goats. Look harder, look harder. I'm telling you, it's nowhere. See for yourself. He flipped through more shots. No hammer, no hammer. That's me and Beyonce, but no hammer. I should probably make that my profile picture. You know what? Alex stretched. I'm just going to lie down over here and not kill anybody annoying, okay? Alex lay on his back on the Bifrost, stuck out his arms, and leisurely waved them through the light, making rainbow angels. Yeah, I said. Heimdall, I know it's a drag, but do you think you could take another look for us? We think Mjolnir was hidden underground, so... Well, that would explain it. I can only see through solid rock, like a mile at most. If it's deeper than that... Right, Sam jumped in. The thing is, we kind of know who took it. A giant named Thrym. Thrym? Heimdall looked offended, as if it was someone he would never deign to take a selfie with. That horrid ugly. He wants to marry Sam, Amir said. But he won't, Sam said. Heimdall leaned on the sword. Well now, that's a dilemma. I could tell you where Thrym is easy enough, but he wouldn't be stupid enough to keep his hammer in his fortress. We know. I figured we were close to the end of Heimdall's attention span, but I told him about Loki's nefarious wedding plans, the Skofnug sword and stone, the deadline of 3 more days, and Goat Killer, who might or might not be on our side, telling us how to find Heimdall and ask for directions. Telling us to find Heimdall and ask for directions. Every so often I randomly toss in the word selfie to keep the god's interest. Said Heimdall. In that case, I'd be happy to scan the 9 worlds again and find this Goat Killer person. Let me set up my selfie sword again. Perhaps, Amir suggested, if you simply looked without using your phone? Heimdall stared at our mortal friend. Amir had said what we'd all been thinking, which was a pretty brave thing to do for his first time in Norse over outer space. But I was afraid Heimdall might decide to use his sword for something other than wine-naggle shots. Fortunately, Heimdall just patted Amir's shoulder. It's all right, Amir. I know you're confused about the 9 worlds and whatnot, but I'm afraid you're saying words that don't make any sense. Please, Heimdall, Sam said. I know it seems strange, but gazing directly at the 9 worlds might give you a fresh perspective. The god looked unconvinced. Surely there's another way to find your Goat Killer. Maybe I could blow Gjallir to get the gods up here. We could ask them if they've seen... No! We all screamed at once. Alex came in a little late, as he was lying down making light angels. He may have added a few colorful modifiers to his no. Heimdall scowled. Well, this is highly unorthodox. But I don't want to see a big, ugly giant come between a cute couple like you two. Heimdall wagged his finger between me and Sam. Actually, it's those two, I corrected, pointing at Amir. Over in the rainbow. Alex snorted. Right, of course, Heimdall said. Sorry. You guys look very different when you're not in a camera app. Besides, you have a point about a fresh perspective. Perhaps you have a point about a fresh perspective. Let's see what we can find in the 9 worlds.